Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 2, Episode 250, our 250th episode of the year. Yay! 250! So, this morning, I was planning on going to a certain area, and I was just thinking, what if I completely change things and go to a different area, and then tomorrow, I was supposed to go to a third area, and what if I change that as well and go on a further trip tomorrow? So today's trip is going to be slightly shorter. I'm going to have 4 casinos instead of 6. And tomorrow's trip is going to be slightly longer. And either way, would have been 6 casinos. So, but 6 different ones, obviously. So I got it all figured out. And I'm ready to go, and I know I need gas this morning before I get to my first stop. No problem. It's normal, right? We stop for gas, it seems like twice a day, but what are you going to do? So everything's fine. I get ready. I get in the car. I pull out of the driveway, and I hear ding, 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 ding. What's going on? I look down, and it says something about the heat level is too high in the car. And I'm like, oh no, my friend, this is not happening today. I remembered when I first bought this vehicle, I had this problem almost right away within a few thousand miles of driving it. And the problem was it had low coolant. And at that time, I had bought a gallon of coolant and I had left it in the car. So I was only maybe 200 feet away from home at this point. So I turn the car off. I wait a second, turn it back on. Take it back to the driveway, go home, get the coolant out. I open up the hood, I look in the hood, and the coolant tank is almost empty. I put the coolant in there. I'm confident. I close the hood, start the car, back up about 50 feet, it goes back on again. I said, well, this probably just hasn't circulated yet. Turn the car off, wait a few seconds, turn it back on, and everything is fine. So that's all it was. So it looks like about every 22 or 23,000 miles I need to put coolant in this car. I think I can live with that, and I think I could probably maintain it. So I could probably put it in every 5 or 10,000 and not have to worry about being low. So that's all fine. That cost me about 5 or 7 minutes this morning. No big deal. I am off and going this morning. I'm excited about this whole different area that I'm going to be visiting. I've often thought about having a card with one of these casinos. I've never had one before, and I'm thinking about doing that. If I find the long play today, I may do that. Other than that, we would be playing at 3 casinos for sure, 2 slot casinos, and possibly a 4th casino, and possibly go back to the blackjack casino twice. So right now I haven't worked out the exact schedule. I do have some meetings today. I do have some work to do today. I am going to figure out the exact order of things in a few minutes. This city is many hours away, so I don't have to worry about fine-tuning things quite yet. It's just going to be a matter of which order I do things. One of the casinos is about 45 minutes to an hour away from the others, so I may or may not go there, or I may start there. So I've got things pretty much figured out, but not exactly. But I'm off, and right now it is 34 degrees, so it should only get warmer from here, and so I'm not worried about slippery roads or anything. Cloudy skies today. I think it's going to be a nice day. So complete change of plans today. I kind of now for a second I'm thinking maybe I should have gone to the same area I was yesterday because of that $500 must hit buy. But you know what? There's opportunities everywhere, and that thing may still not be in range. So gonna let you go for now. Again, gonna continue my trip here, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. I am 10 minutes away from my first stop, and it's going to be close. So what's going to have to happen is I'll go into the first place, and I'll have about 30 minutes in there. Then I'll have to come back out to the car. I'll have a 1-hour team meeting, and then I'll go either back in there, depending on if I found anything and got a machine locked or not, or if I didn't find anything, I'll go ahead and move on to the next place during the meeting. So that's what's going on right now. Just trying to make the most of my time. I'm not sure what my team is going to ask of me today, or if it's going to bog me down and make me stop doing anything else other than working, but we'll find out. Also, I did have a meeting already this morning on my drive over here, and I may have someone with some ideas as to help me with some of the weird things going on with the company, and help me organize some things. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. I'm going to hop in here, play real quick, come back, do the meeting, then I'll probably talk to you again when I'm leaving the car after the meeting on my way back into either this casino or the next casino. So I know there's a lot of information there. I'll be back shortly. Alright guys, I am back. I am walking back to the car right now. I still have about 5 or 6 minutes before I have to start the meeting. I was in there for, seemed like no time at all, but I was able to look at a couple plays, play them through. Most of them fizzled out, and I still ended up ahead $80, so plus $80 to start the day. And I'm going as fast as I can here to get to the vehicle to start the meeting and be a good boy and a good team player. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on this meeting. Depending on how long it looks like the meeting's going to take, I may drive to the next casino. If it doesn't look like it's going to take long, I may come back in and play some more before moving on. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back trying to maneuver my way out of this ridiculous parking area here. Anyway, alright. Well, I think I screwed up a little bit. I think I made a mistake. So, well, alright. So, I go into this casino after my meeting, and my plan was just to take one more look around the slots and see if there's anything available and then leave. No big deal. So, I'm looking around. I see a couple small plays. You know, nothing to write home about, nothing important, no big deal. And I play a couple plays, and I end up ahead $28. All right, no problem. Now, my idea was that the blackjack probably didn't open till later, so I was going to leave, go to some other casinos, then come back, pick up my gift card, and play some blackjack. Well, I decided, hey, why not take a look and see if it's open? It just doesn't hurt to take a look. So I go take a look, and the blackjack is open. I'm like, this is great. So I go back there, and there's only a couple tables open, and one of them being a $200 table, which I'm sure someone probably reserved it, and they never dropped the limit, so I'm not going to play that. Even, you know, $10,000 is only 50 units when you're playing $200, so I'm definitely not going to do that. And so I find another table to play, decent rules, decent everything, so I sit down at that table, and I'm all alone. I'm happy. That's just the way I like it. I don't like other people at my table. And then one guy comes to the table, and then another guy comes to the table. Now we're playing three-handed. I buy in for $500, and that was like, you know, I think the first 500 should just be like a sacrifice. I should have like, I don't know, incense somewhere, and you just take the money, you light it on fire, and you throw the flakes of the ashes into a candle or something, and you ask for, I don't know what. Because that's what always happens to me. First 500 evaporates. Counts are neutral. Go through the whole shoe, counts are neutral. Next shoe, counts are neutral. Now I'm in for $1,000. I'm playing. All right, something's gonna turn around here. Again, the one guy bought in for $1,000. The other guy bought in for $1,200. One of them now, it's got about 3,000. One of them has about 2,500 to 3,000. And I'm still sitting there losing. It's like, there'll be a hand like I'll get a 14, and the next guy I get a blackjack, and the next guy I get a 20, and the dealer will have a 19. I mean, it's every hand was like that for so long, and I was so frustrated. And I'm wondering if it's just that I need a vacation away from everything, not play, not do anything, because my frustration was just deep. Eventually, another shoe goes by, things start turning around, count starts going up, I double my bet, triple my bet, things are looking a little bit better. I end that shoe minus 100. At this point, I'm in for a total of 1,500 because I had a double down or some stupid thing happened that caused me to put even more money out, and I ended up losing that hand, whatever it was. I can't even remember it at this point. Anyway, the biggest theme was the other two players were constantly hitting, and I was constantly getting the worst hands on the table. Finally, after that shoe where I was only down 100, the next shoe pretty neutral. I think I was up 50 or 100 at the end of that shoe, and then the next shoe comes by and I'm ahead 650 at the end of that shoe, and I said, stick a fork in me because I'm done. So I got up off that table plus 650. Now, at this point, I'm an hour away from the gift card time. Am I really going to leave, drive to another casino, worry about parking there, worry about coming back and parking here, all that stuff, stand in line for a gift card, and do all that in an hour? No, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to play. So start walking around, start finding stuff to play again, and next thing you know, I'm buried. I'm in for $400. I'm down to my last $30 before my machine hits. It gets me up to like $399, right? I'm in for 400. I'm up to like, I remember it was $399.38. You know what I thought to myself? Screw these guys. I don't want them to have the 62 cents. I'm going to play something and I'm going to make 62 cents. That's how frustrated I was. And that's not a healthy place to be. But it was the combination of having to wait and not being able to play what I wanted to play and not being able to produce. So what do? I go to a roulette table, one of those electronic roulette tables, and I bet $1 on black. Because I mean, there's 50 cents, but I thought maybe $1 would be the minimum. I bet $1. The ball comes out. It's electronic, but it's got the real ball. I prefer that if I'm going to do anything. And it comes out black. I'm happy, right? I think it was 6 or something. I'm happy. I look up, and my money is still $3.99. Well, there's a minimum. You have to play a minimum of $10 across the board. So now I'm frustrated. So I walk around looking for somewhere to get my $1, and finally, I think I ended up right back where I started, or I think I ended up getting it. I was exactly at 400, $399.80 or something like that. And I finally said, what am I doing here? I got to get out of here. So I got up and I left, cashed out, stood in line. The line was super short at this point because now it's after the time, and the line is already gone because all the people who were waiting around for hours have already got their cards. I got my gift cards and I left. So anyway, so where did we end up there? The answer is I don't know. We ended up between the 2 sessions of slots plus 108 and 1 session of blackjack plus 650, and then got a gift card as well. So all that is nice. And right now moving on to the next spot. I've already been in the car for a minute. I'm about 13 minutes away from the next place, and I just hope that things go better there. I don't know. I did get a free meal also, a free buffet, and that was okay. I just had a salad and a burger and nothing else. I'm not trying to get, that's not where I'm going to make my money, is the buffet. That's where you get sick and have all kinds of issues with your stomach later on. So Anyway, got out of the parking garage. I am on my way, and then someone sent me a message from work, and they said, "Hey Joe, I thought you were off today." And I'm like, huh? Am I supposed to be off? And I went to that meeting and all that, but no, I was supposed to work. I said, well, maybe I was, but I'm a team player, so here I am. And I left it at that. So anyway, right now, moving on to another spot, and we're going to make some money. I'll be back. One other thing I forgot to tell you as I'm pulling into this next casino is how incredibly slow one of these dealers was, like molasses, like telling a whole story without going to the next hand. And I'm like, shut up to everybody. Stop letting him have, something to talk about. Just be quiet and let's move on. And this guy was like, they tell you the whole story with big long pauses in it and stuff for, added, aggravation for me. But gosh, I couldn't wait to get out of there. Anyway, I just pulled into the next spot here, getting out of the car. I'm going to go in, make some money. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Went into the next place. Just had an exhausting session in there. I played a lot of long plays without a lot of money. It just feels terrible when you have a 400 or 600 or 800 spin game that you're doing, and then your win at the end of it is $8 or $12 or $16. But we know it's positive EV. We got to keep going, even if the variance is there fighting against us. So anyway, I ended up playing in there for over an hour, probably a lot more than an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, and just played a plethora of different things, and overall hung in there. Got a lot of nothing, but overall I ended up ahead $88. Also, there was some kind of an offer where if you get so many points you get a gift card, and I was just wondering, I'm like, did all these long plays, I wonder if, I don't even know how many points I need to get this gift card, or how much it is. But I went up to the kiosk, I swiped my card, and it said, congratulations, you won the gift card. So whatever I did, I got enough points for that. So I ended up getting a gift card on top of the money that I won. So that helped a little bit. So for the day, we're at about, I don't know, what are we at? Like 850 plus gift cards, something like that. 650, 750, 8, yeah, about 850 plus gift cards. So not a terrible day, but kind of a boring day, to tell you the truth. I do like it when I'm in an area and there are multiple casinos in one city, because a lot of the places I go, I end up having half-hour or 45-minute drives or longer between stops, and that can get bad, especially if you go into a shop and there's $5 in gains, and then you have to drive another 45 minutes to go hopefully make some more money. It is nice to have them nearby, and it is good to know that if something is borderline, you could come back to it later on and see if it got to where you needed it to be. So what do we do now? It's getting late in the afternoon already. Time flies. But I do want to hit at least another place here. Maybe two, but probably just one. So right now I'm going to continue on my trip. I'm going to go hit one more place. After I'm done at this place, I'm going to go to player services and I'm going to ask for a player's card. I'm not going to use it today unless I see something huge I want to play, but I just want to have it around. I've never had a player's card from this place before, so unless I get bogged down and there's no time, then I may not, but I think I'll probably go ahead and get a player's card, and I'll have it for next time just in case I want to play something that's a long play. So right now I'm going to let you go, and I will be back shortly. Alright guys, I am back. So I didn't have a very good time in there. It was kind of a miserable experience. You had a lady parked in the middle of the intersection here who will not go, even though she's blocking the road because the light is red, but she's in the middle of the intersection. Anyway, miserable time in there. Not to mention that there are 10-foot and taller piles of snow in this area. It's, wow, amazing how you go 50 or 100 miles in one direction and then there's no snow, or there's huge piles of snow. But all right, let's go through this here. Let's unpack it. I go into this place, and one of the sections that has a lot of machines that I check is half of it's closed. So okay, so that cuts down maybe 10% of the machines that I play. High limit, they removed a bunch of machines, so that restricts things. And then there are a few machines that they changed the skin of the machine to basically the same game, but now you can't tell when it's going to hit. So that hurts a little bit. So I'm a little aggravated at this point, and just walking around trying to find some kind of plays, and I never really did. I mean, when I got there, I found one play, and I thought it was going to be pretty decent. It paid me, I had a profit on it of $12, and I really didn't find too many other plays that were good. I probably played 5 or 6 small plays, and all of them were pretty neutral. Really not much going on in there. I don't know if they're doing this on purpose or not, but it seems like they're going with the skin of the machine that advantage players cannot take advantage of. So that may be the case, but there were still a lot of them in there. As far as players, pretty much every machine that I looked at was stripped down. There was nothing to gain from it. And so before I had gone in there, I had decided that I wanted to get one of their players' cards, just in case there was ever a long play. Then I would use it for the first time, and maybe that would help me. So I go to the Players Club, whatever they call it here, and I'm standing in line, and it's just taking forever. And I see a couple machines, I walk away, and I come back, and the line hasn't moved at all, and I'm getting aggravated. And so finally, I stand in line, get through, get up to the front, and I say, look, I've never had a card here before, but I may have a card from the past, I'm not sure, because I've won a jackpot before, but I've never gotten 1 point here before, so I don't know if I would be eligible for a new card bonus or free play or anything like that. So this lady's got a mask on, which I love those masks. Don't you love those? You can't tell anyone's expressions on their face. You can't understand what the heck they're saying, especially if they're foreign. You have no clue what they're saying, and you find yourself just nodding yes, hoping that they'll stop talking to you. Yeah, I love those masks. So she's wearing a mask, and she's like, I said, do I have a card? No answer. And then she scans my ID, which I expected, but you're not even talking to me. I didn't give you permission to scan anything, you filthy animal. So she says, you have a card, and then she says, have you ever won a jackpot here? And I said, no. And she says, well, you have a card. I said, from when? She said, 2005 from Vegas. I don't remember signing up for a card, but whatever. It was probably in the 90s, honestly, if I even had one. So I ask her for 2 cards instead of 1. She gives me attitude, no response, and just puts them on the table, doesn't thank me, nothing. What is wrong with you? You might be in the wrong job. Maybe you need to work in the kitchen where you're not talking to the public, because you are a terrible representative of your company. So now I'm in an even better mood, and I'm like stubborn. I'm like, I'm going to find a play in this place. I'm going to make some darn money in this place. So I keep walking around and just can't find anything. I checked so many things. So finally I decide, all right, I'm going to cash out and leave. I go stand in line. Some of these companies are still not giving out change. This is one of them. But at the very least, this company does something that other companies don't. They have one machine sometimes two in the place, or one area in the place where the machines will actually give you change, where you don't have to donate it or take a voucher with you that's going to expire. So I know exactly which machine it is in this place. I go stand there, and there's an older lady in front of me, probably in her 70s. She puts in a voucher, 35 cents. Waits for it to come out. Puts in a voucher, 25 cents. Puts in another one, 51 cents. Like, what is going on? And then she finally puts in a $50 voucher. And I'm thinking, don't you know you can combine all these in one of the slot machines and then cash them all out at once? I once had one guy where I told him that, and he said, oh no, I want the change. Really? You can have what are you going to use the change for? Is there something out there that, I mean, even vending machines don't want your change anymore. Anyway, I cashed out and left ahead. Are you ready for this? I hope there's enough room in my bank account for all this. $12. $12? No, $16. 16 whole dollars. So wasted half an hour, but I did get my player's cards, so there might be an opportunity for me later on to play, and then I can use these cards. Right now, looking at the clock, it is almost 5. Sun is starting to go down, and decisions need to be made. I can go back to the first casino I went to. It's not too far away, or I can go ahead and start heading toward home. So right now, I'm going to make that decision, and then I'll be back to update you shortly. All right, guys, I am back. So I decided I really didn't want to deal with the traffic of going back to that first casino, finding a parking spot, walking a long way to get into the casino, and then hoping that I can find some machines with it being so busy in the evening. So I decided to go ahead and head on home and figure out what I'm going to do for tomorrow. Now, generally, well, not generally. Right now, the way I've been doing things on certain days is I've been traveling to a casino, play some blackjack and slots, and try to get 2 sessions in, and then that casino is surrounded by other casinos that are slots only, or that I only play slots at because they can't take a lot of heavy betting. So the plan was to go there tomorrow. Now, I kind of feel like I want to go back to the same area that I was yesterday, even though it takes longer to get there, but there's more opportunity. There's more risk, but more reward. And I don't know why it's sticking in my head, the stupid $500 must-hit buy that's probably already been hit, but I want to check that out. So I'm really thinking about going back to that area again. Maybe I'm crazy here, but that's what I'm thinking about doing. If I do that, I'll have to leave very early. If I don't, then I could leave late, like 7 o'clock would be late, 7 a.m. And then the other thing to think about is tomorrow is the last day of gambling before Christmas for me. I will not gamble Saturday or Sunday. I don't even think there's any special things going on that I could pick up. I do have thousands of dollars I can pick up on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but I can't do that. I've got to keep my family. I can't be leaving my family on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, any of that stuff. So I will not be picking those things up. Let's see, what was the other thing? Okay, one other thing. So my wife told me she didn't want anything for Christmas that had to do with the house. I'm like, okay, well, you wanted the island, you wanted to fix this wall, you wanted to make this room bigger, you wanted this furniture, you wanted this floor for the kitchen, you wanted this garden. I did all these things for you this year, but you don't want anything for the house. So what do you want? You've got everything that you could possibly want at this point. What do you want? She has no idea. So if you have any ideas, something that I could give her that you think would be a good present, she likes to cook, but she doesn't want any kind of appliances or anything like that. Give me an idea what you think. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing one of those massage, hair cutting, BS things that, women love. I'm thinking about doing maybe something like that, maybe like $500 or something like that. That's one thing. I did get her an appliance, but that actually should be here tomorrow, and I am going to wrap that and put my son's name on it as if he gave it to her. I've already told him, and he's good with that. So that way it'll be a household thing that she wants, and she won't be mad that I gave it to her. So now I'm going to wonder here, what am I going to get? Because generally I get like pecans, almonds, chocolate covered stuff, things like that. That's what my Christmas gifts and birthday gifts normally are. So personally, I think at this point, we've been married this long, I don't think we need to give each other any kind of gifts like that. But tell me what you think. I will be reading your comments over the next couple days and possibly acting on them, and I'll let you know who the winner is if I act on one of those. So I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Don't ask, but all I know is I'm going to go home and relax right now, and I'll be up early to do something tomorrow. We're going to have a great time and make more money tomorrow, more than today, better believe it. So letting you go for now. If you have any questions or comments, it's mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you tomorrow.